Eagles Nation, get ready. Police car-like things are absolutely heating up behind the scenes in Philadelphia, and what I'm about to share could shake the nest. The Green Army is gearing up for another all-out assault on the Super Bowl, and every move behind the curtain could be the difference between heartbreak and immortality. Nick Sirianni isn't just building a team, he's forging a legacy. If you're a die-hard fan who's been flying with the birds since the Veterans Stadium days, smash that like button right now. Eagle fire, and if that midnight green flows through your veins, drop a comment below. Go Eagles! My blood runs green and white. Let's go. The battle is on, and you're getting the inside scoop right here. First, the Eagles front office and coaching staff are putting the finishing touches on a potential championship roster, and the projected 53-man list after the NFL draft is filled with surprises, competition, and some bold moves that show Philly isn't playing it safe. We start with the quarterbacks, where there's a clear hierarchy forming. Jalen Hurts, still riding high from his Super Bowl MVP performance, leads the pack. He's flanked by Tanner McKee, considered one of the best backup QBs in the NFL, and the battle behind them was fierce. Kyle McCord ultimately edges out Dorian Thompson-Robinson. McCord, the sixth-round pick out of Syracuse by way of South Jersey and St. Joe's Prep, impressed with his pre-snap reads and toughness. He led the nation in passing yards and showed enough polish to earn a spot on the active roster. DTR, despite his upside, looks like a practice squad candidate. It's a numbers game, and Philly's depth just won't allow for 4 QBs. In the backfield, Saquon Barkley remains the focal point, coming off a season that might just be the best single-year performance ever for an NFL running back. He led the league in touches and enters his age 29 season with health concerns looming. But behind this elite offensive line, there's cautious optimism he'll stay fresh. Will Shipley brings versatility and underrated ability, while A.J. Dillon is the bruiser who adds a powerful inside dimension, provided he can stay healthy after missing last year due to a neck injury. The fullback position, yes, you heard that right, is being revived. Jeffrey Lurie wants it back, and Ben Van Sumeren, a converted linebacker, looks like he'll be the man for the job. He's shown special teams value and enough skill as a blocker to warrant a roster spot. As for undrafted rookies, the Eagles are seriously intrigued. Montrell Johnson and Shonderick Powell are names to watch. Johnson's got that old school, downhill style, while Powell brings flash and speed at just 5 feet 8 inches. Both could earn spots on the practice squad. Ty Davis-Price is already out, likely to make room for these fresh faces. Now let's talk wide receivers, where the top 2 remain untouchable. A.J. Brown and DeVonta Smith still form one of the NFL's most dynamic duos. But behind them, things get interesting. Jahan Dotson's 5th-year option wasn't picked up. Smart move by the front office considering the cap hit and the need to allocate funds to Jordan Davis instead. Still, Dotson remains a capable WR3, and when he filled in as a lead target late last year, he delivered. Rookie Johnny Wilson brings a 6 feet 6 inches frame that tantalizes coaches, but he has to play bigger than his size, a recurring issue. Then comes the surprise, UDFA Darius Cooper out of Tarleton State. Built similarly to A.J. Brown and putting up monstrous numbers in the FCS, over 1,400 receiving yards and a streak of 100-yard games, Cooper runs crisp slants, beats defenders deep, and wins contested catches. He ran a 4.49 at 213 pounds, benched 225 for 18 reps, and plays like a man among boys. He's earned a spot. At tight end, Dallas Goedert is back and healthier than ever. His restructured deal drops his 2025 cash from $14 million to $10 million, a savvy move. Brent Calcaterra holds firm as TE2, while Harrison Bryant and Keelan Granson will battle for a practice squad role. Granson's blocking might give him the edge there. Now, buckle up, we're heading into the trenches. The offensive line is once again one of the NFL's most intimidating units. Starters, Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, Tyler Steen, the projected RG replacing Mike Becton, and Lane Johnson. The backups, Kenyon Green, Trevor Keegan, drafted from Michigan, Drew Kendall, 6th-rounder from Boston College, and 2 more rookies with serious upside in Miles Hinton and Cameron Williams. Williams, with his monstrous frame, might not clear waivers if cut. Expect him to stick. Holland Pierce, another name to monitor, could be in the mix, too. This group is deep, tough, and ready to dominate. Camp competitions will be fierce. Backup TE, offensive line depth, special teams roles, and don't sleep on the UDFA running backs who are clawing for spots. The Eagles are gearing up for another deep playoff run, and every inch on this roster counts. But before we get into the defense, and believe me, that side of the ball has just as much intrigue, I want to hear from you. What do you think about the offensive side of the roster so far? Do you believe this offense is what it takes to return to the Super Bowl, or are there still areas of concern? Drop your thoughts in the comments and get ready, because part 2 is coming next, and it's all about the defense. Let's pick up right where we left off, with a defense that's being carefully constructed to dominate in the trenches and terrorize quarterbacks all season long. Defensive tackle is one of the strongest, deepest rooms on the roster, even after the departure of Milton Williams. Jalen Carter is the cornerstone, and the Eagles doubled down on their investment by picking up the 5th-year option on Jordan Davis. That tells you all you need to know about the confidence the front office has in this duo anchoring the middle. Moro Ojomo quietly had one of the highest Pro Football Focus grades among defensive tackles last season, a breakout year that has him in line for a bigger role. The new face here is Ty Robinson from Nebraska. This 6-year college vet is an absolute physical specimen, nicknamed Vanilla Gorilla, and it fits. He's violent off the snap, ran a sub 4.940 at his size, and plays with a raw edge that could be honed into something dangerous. And then there's Thomas Booker, who doesn't have the girth of Carter or Davis but brings quickness and intelligence that the staff loves. He flashed during limited preseason reps and now gets a real chance to carve out a rotational role. Let's talk edge. Nolan Smith is coming off a huge step forward in year 2. After a tough rookie season and torn triceps, he exploded for 6.5 sacks in the regular season and added 4 more in the playoffs. That's 10.5 total, the kind of leap the Eagles needed. Jix Hunt also came alive late last season, especially in the postseason. Then there's the high upside signing of 24-year-old Azeez Ojulari, who has posted 8, 5.5, 2.5, and 6 sacks in his first 4 years, respectively. He's flashed dominance but has to stay healthy. If he does, his speed and bend make him a nightmare for tackles. The Eagles also brought in Josh Uche, who had 11.5 sacks with the Patriots in 2022 and finished top 10 in pass rush win rate last year. Still only 26, he's a low-risk, high-reward addition. Antoine Powell-Ryland, the Virginia Tech product, is another late-round pick who could become a hidden gem. Shorter arms, but the tape doesn't lie. He consistently produced sacks and tackles for loss, and he knows how to find the football. And we can't skip over Bryce Huff. The Eagles gave him $34 million guaranteed. They believe in him. But here's the twist. Despite the money, don't be shocked if they make a bold move and keep Patrick Johnson over Huff. Johnson's special teams contributions and scheme fit might just push him onto the final roster. Don't rule anything out when Howie Roseman's at the wheel. At linebacker, the Eagles pulled off something special. Zach Bond transitioned to off-ball linebacker and immediately became an All-Pro, finishing as a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year. Philly rewarded him with $17 million AAV, elite money for an off-ball linebacker. The 31st overall pick, Jihad Campbell, will be deployed in multiple roles. He's recovering from labrum surgery, but when healthy, expect to see him used as both an edge rusher and an off-ball hybrid. He's that versatile. Then there's Jeremiah Trotter Jr., a name that carries weight in Philly. He might lack elite speed, but he plays with instinct, fire, and the smarts that come from watching the game since childhood. The rookie Smile London, out of Georgia, is another exciting